What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Congratulations to Brandon Aubrey, Cavante Turpin, and of course CeeDee Lamb for their All Pro honors announcements today. Cavante Turpin going for back-to-back years, CeeDee Lamb 3 straight years, and Brandon Aubrey back-to-back years. His first 2 years in the NFL, he has two All-Pro seasons. You absolutely got to love it. Shout out to those guys. I know, of course, we know that the Cowboys didn't have a good season, but as far as individual performances, it's hard to argue that CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Aubrey, and Cavante Turpin didn't deserve it. I really hope we can re-sign Cavante Turpin, keep him here long term. He led the NFL in return yards. Excuse me. Again, I mentioned having back-to-back All-Pro seasons. His first team All-Pro season this year, and in addition to that, having a punt and kick return touchdowns in 2024 was nice to see. So yeah, I mean, I think Turpin's a could be a special teams player, and I think he still has something to show, something to give rather as a receiver as well. So, like I said, man, I hope we can really re-sign Turpin. And speaking of re-signing, I was listening to 105.3 The Fan, and I don't know if anybody else has heard this. I hadn't heard this until today. I even tried looking it up a story, couldn't find anything about it. But I was listening to 105.3 The Fan, and the gentleman who was talking about this was Chris Arnold, he's like a radio Hall of Famer, two-time radio Hall of Famer, has really close ties to the Mavericks, close ties to the Cowboys organization. So when he speaks, I usually, you know, uh, I of course I listen, but whenever he says things, they usually come to fruition. The reason I'm bringing this up is he was talking today on 105 Through the Fan, and he talked about how Micah Parsons is wants to be a Dallas Cowboy, and he's even willing to stay here and give the Cowboys a discount. The reason I'm bringing this up is if that's true, it's not, it's rare that you ever hear players say that. It's awesome that he's willing to do that, but after saying that Michael Parsons is willing to take a hometown discount to be with the Cowboys and to help them be better and to go out and be more active in free agency, he also said that he was going to stay out of contract negotiations and let his agent handle that. The reason that's important is because Micah Parsons' agent is also the same agent of Deshaun Watson, who, as we all know, have probably the worst contract in football, easily the worst contract in football, not probably, easily the worst contract in football. But he was the first player to ever get a fully guaranteed contract, over $200 million, fully guaranteed for Deshaun Watson. The agent that pulled off that deal is also the agent for Micah Parsons. So knowing Micah Parsons is a superstar, knowing what type of player he is, and knowing what he can do on the field, and then knowing all the publicity he helps bring to the Cowboys, it's only right to assume that this guy's probably going to try to get, he was going to. His goal, I'd imagine, is to make Micah Parsons the highest paid player in the NFL. And if he does that, excuse me, not highest paid player, but the highest defensive player, not definitely in the NFL, but I believe ever. But yeah, and if he's going to do that, though, if that is his goal, it's going to be hard for the Cowboys to be active in free agency. So I'm interested to see how this all plays out with Micah and with the Cowboys. I know they also mentioned that Micah didn't really want to drag things out so that the Cowboys could be again active early in free agency and potentially land another difference making player. But if Micah's going to stay out of it and the agent's going to do all the work, man, like I said, I'm interested to see how that all plays out. But let me know if you saw that story, if you heard that story. I don't know if it was something maybe that Micah said on this podcast. Like I said, I tried finding an article about it, didn't find anything. I didn't get a chance to look on Twitter tonight, but I'm going to continue looking and hoping to find a story so I can share a link with you guys. And just get some feedback on that. But yeah, I found that to be pretty interesting. Again, congratulations to Cavante Turpin, CeeDee Lamb, and Brandon Aubrey for their All Pro honors today. And like I said, man, if you've heard anything or seen anything about the Micah Parsons um, contract discussions, leave it in the comments and make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video. I'm Paul Ryan, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.